Welcome back to the Trendy Show, my lovelies. Here's a question for you. Would you leave your significant other of 14 years and your children for someone you met just a chance encounter? One time. Would you just say, okay, deuces, with less than a month later, file for divorce? But you only saw this person one time. Would you do it? Well, apparently this story went viral in Sydney, Australia. And then there's a book about it and it's blowing up on Twitter. And the fans are doing their own research. But this lady has printed a book. And I don't know if she's off her rockers or what. But it literally takes two souls to tango, okay? But in the meantime, this lady's being mocked on social media for her interesting take on things. Now, the critics has described this lady, her name is Amanda Trenfield, as a self-destructive sociopath for writing about this emotional saga in her new book, When a Soulmate Says No. Okay? So, a lot of people are saying she ruined her life for nothing. One of the biggest L's we've ever seen in a book. And they're laughing at it, okay? So, this is how all things happen. Let me move things on, okay? So, basically, there was an encounter. Her husband, Amanda and her husband, went to a dinner party. She sees this man named Jason that she met 12 years ago. And suddenly their eyes connect. And there was chemistry. She lost her breath. She had to get up out of her seat and go over to him. And she claims once their eyes met and there was an instant connection and they talked and drank throughout the evening. She said, here's her quote, "I soon became aware of his every breath and unsubconsciously mirrored his pace. I caught myself embarrassing looking at his chest through his slim, fitted white evening shirt. Yes, he had a fit, toned, and attractive body, but it was his chest I was drawn to. So as they're drinking along through the night, the hours only intensified this attraction. And it was time to leave the restaurant. And she said all of her senses were on high alert. And she says it was abundantly clear that she had energy, Jason had energy for her. And somehow this connection changed her. So once the evening ended, she hugged Jason. Mind you, her husband's there, but she's hugging Jason. And she whispers in his ears, "This isn't over. I need to see you again." She claims she never felt anything like this before. "I have never experienced this sensation. I now know without hesitation, without question, without any doubt in my mind, body, or heart that the energy was experienced that evening was our souls connecting." And she left that dinner party, according to her, a different woman. So later that month, Amanda ended her 14-year marriage with her husband, despite not having any further communication with Jason since the night of the dinner party. Now, this lady apparently was so careful, so planned, so organized, and so clear about the path of her life, made this crazy change, and then she writes this memoir about it, and it gets printed in the newspaper. Then it gets viral on Twitter. So someone says, of course the soulmate said no. She ghosted her husband after one night. I'll be afraid of dating someone with no object permanence too. So if you want to know what object permanence is, that means when you show something like a hand and then you hide your hand. If you have no object permanence, you think, I don't have a hand, but I do. I just put it behind my back. So that's what they're saying, out of sight, out of mind. And someone says later, your kids will read this one day and will know that you blew up the family because you got too horny on charades. So anyway, there are a lot of people saying that Jason, the guy in this whole story, has a different recollection of everything. And everyone's calling her nuts. But in the meantime, she's writing a book as if this is the greatest love of all. And I assume it's going to be a blockbuster because it's all on Twitter. If you want to know about it, it's called When a Soulmate Says No. It's a different kind of love story, a raw, intimate, and provocative journey back to self. And wow, so there are some fans that says she actually didn't ruin her life for nothing. She left the marriage that most likely needed to end. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been swayed by another. It looks like she's happy and making the best of the situation. Her ex-husband is probably happier too. Sounds like a win. So Amanda Trenfield has not publicly responded to all of this controversy, okay? Now, she currently works as a, guess what, my lovelies, as a life coach, okay? And she has not reconciled with her husband as of yet, or ever. I don't think he will reconcile with her, but she's kind of on the wacky side, all right? Wow, she leaped without having the landing, I say. But anyway, my lovelies, what do you guys think of this? It's kind of similar to Antoine and Lacey's story. She left her husband and kids for Antoine. He actually broke up with her when he found out she was married, and then he got locked up, and then he says, hey, got nothing better to do. Start knocking up and calling up on Lacey again, and that's how they got started up. So they say, allegedly. But anyway, what do you guys think of this? Let's talk and continue this conversation in the comments section. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and hit the notification bell. Always check on that, my lovely, and share. All right, I'll check you all out on the flip side.